Schmorning. Yeah. Hold on, I got to do something right quick. Hold on. Schmorning. Gonna have a special guest this morning. We're gonna do I'm gonna do the regularly. Good morning. So I got a special treat for you this morning. Just a really good thing. Shit, not that. Hold on one second.
If you have more than $10,000 in the bank,
I'm trying to get my programming. Sorry, you know me, guys. I was doing all the
to a cozy Verbo mountain cabin.
doing all the shit I shouldn't have been doing when I should have been getting ready.
You're kind of implicitly moral.
Okay. What we're talking about this morning is I'm a fucking monster. It's October, right? We are heading in rapidly towards Halloween, where we all want to act like we're monsters for a couple of hours and then put it back in the closet. Hooah? Guess what? I'm probably the only monster that you know that doesn't dress up on October 31st. Hooah? I dress up as a fucking monster every single day of the year, except for Halloween. I take the day off. So, hold on one second. I got to send this link real quick to our special guest. So, yeah, special guest. If you're watching in like 10 minutes, I'll have you come up. All right, guys. Who is saying it? Benny, they just jealous. Hell yeah. Like a motherfucker. Oh, hold on. A little Kevin Gates this morning for the lovely people. I'm about to transform y'all into liking my favorite artist. Little Kevin Gates this morning, y'all. And then we're gonna get it shaking. Here we go.
Cosby, give Daddy a hug. I think you ought to hug Daddy. Daddy needs a hug right now.
Can I have a hug? Can I have a hug? You know, I like to say that my kids saved my life. If I wouldn't have changed or turned around then, I was gonna die in the streets. But my son made me remember that, you know, a man walks through it.
Together, we got to lather it up real good. When I really decided to try to turn it around for him is my last time in prison. A little bit before I got released, he sent me a letter. You know, you're always telling me to behave. You're always telling me to do right, go to school. He was like, but I know what you're actually out there doing. You're in prison right now. And it broke me.
Sometimes we got to grow up one way or another. One day or another, we got to grow up. The reality that I had to do something different to change my way of life because I knew I had to be a positive example for my kids.
Everything in this world else can fail for me, but if I'm a great dad, I've accomplished everything I needed to. Hey, dealing with heartbreak that I may affiliate with, they could never be dealing with heartbreak. They not my heartbreak. You know what I'm saying? Swear to God. You look in the mirror, what do you see? I see someone dealing with heartbreak. When I love a nigga, my heart ache. I know how Cuban cigar taste, but that do not help with the heart thing. My little brother died in the car chase. Spent on my older brother from inside the wheel. He got the car sprayed. Guess he got through in a crossway. Thankful that we over crossway. Wonder do heaven got hallways. Praying how much I say always. So do what you do with us all day. Bringing it back on the causeway. He fucking with niggas, they all fake. It's up on my end and they all hate. You can't get mad at a nigga who getting it if he not carrying y'all weight. I had to make a decision, bring with a mission to get it while y'all wait. I get the coffee delivered, met your tongue off the boat, the tall crate. Maybe I'm having an off day, maybe I had a heart in my heart chain. Look in the mirror, I see a great man. Look in the mirror, oh yeah, yeah. I see a great man. Just look in the mirror, oh yeah, yeah. I see a great man. I see a great man. I see a great man. I used to live like a caveman, stressed until I done got gray hair. Me and Odell Beckham having conversations relating to life where I told him I used to have nightmares of somebody killing me, trying to get rid of me. Bitch, I'm really retarded. You gotta finish me right there. Say Mozzie was smiling when somebody shot him. Diamonds on him in the night air. Let's breathe for a minute. I mean, did a nigga not think that this day would come? I mean, from a law we come to a law we must return. I want a 2 liter, and when it was secure, we all well. I put a hole in a 2-seater. I press on the floor in the car bed. Running around like a bar there. Don't throw a mouse with a cartel. Say you a dog with a small tail. Low to the ground with a large head. The hoe that you love is you garbage. I'ma go roof in the Corvette. Take your shoes off in the apartment. We can go sit on the carpet. We can make her some tea, she got all wet. But I am not falling for all that. I hear from the back and she all yeah. You gotta leave it on call back. I hear from the back and she all yeah. You gotta leave it on call back. Only the players should I entertain. I done matured, I was being lame. I had some clips turned into stains. You know I'm still praying for this flame. I'm still affiliated with the game. Real on the game. Cop lights, no looking around at the stoplight. These niggas be acting they not right. As long as security top flight. That might have went over your head a little bit when it come off a Friday with my ear. Smoking a clip on the nice hill. We trying to celebrate another season. I'm trying to levitate it out of reach. I'm trying to meditation with my breathing. I'm trying nothing decent. I'm on some medication, got me thinking. I roll a cigarette with sativa. I'm on a different level on the keys. I'm on a different level on the keys. I'm on a different level on the keys. Good morning. Good morning. Do you see a great man? Do you see a great woman? Huh? Do you see a great human being when you look in the mirror? Right? Don't let somebody else tell you what you're thinking. Don't let somebody else tell you how you're feeling or where you're going or where you've been. We carve our own path. Benny, what's this fucking talk about you being a monster? Well, look at me. I'm all tattooed to shit, right? Right? Tattoos of guns on me. You know, like I'm really a monster. But I know how to keep him in the cage, don't I? Don't I? I want to show you why being a monster is so very fucking important when you plan on being the hero. Check this out.
You know, you're kind of implicitly moral insofar as you're socialized.
I'm a fucking monster.
But that's sort of procedural. It's just built into you. This is different. This is also becoming conscious of it and expanding out your personality into dimensions that it wouldn't normally occupy. So this happens to people all the time. So, for example, lots of my clients, my clinical clients, are too agreeable. And they're generally women because women are more agreeable than men, but not always, because I've had agreeable men as clients as well. And what happens is they're resentful and they don't know how to stand up for themselves. And it's because they're very compassionate by nature. And so if you're entering into a negotiation with them, they'll let you win. Well, that's not so good because, you know, you need to win too, especially if you're in organization of adults where there's a struggle, right? When you have kids, you can let them win, especially infants. Like, you have to let them win, and that's partly why compassion is so necessary. But as a basis for negotiation between adults, it's like, sorry, it's insufficient. You have to be a bit of a monster so that you can say no. And so a lot of what you do in psychotherapy is treat people's anxiety and depression. That's a huge chunk of it. Help them straighten out the way they think. That's a huge chunk of it. But another chunk of it is, well, let's toughen you up. Let's put you in a position where you can bargain. Let's teach you how to assert yourself and stand up for yourself. And that's assertiveness training. That's a huge chunk of psychotherapy. And you need to learn it. It's like, because part of how you regulate your interactions with other people is to negotiate. And you cannot negotiate unless you can say no. Can't do it. And it causes conflict to say no. If you don't like conflict, which is basically the definition of being agreeable, then you can't tolerate the conflict. And so then you can't negotiate on your own behalf. And so then you keep losing and you're bullied. And, it's not good. Then you get resentful. And it's really not good. So you have to develop your inner monster a little bit. And then that makes you a better person, not a worse person. It's weird. But that's just how it is. In The Hobbit, for example.
Pay attention really close right here. The hero, the monster that's been disguised as a hero your whole life is your favorite character, but you never thought about the duplicity and the dynamic of what makes someone a fucking hero.
What's his name? Frodo, right? It's not, or it's Bilbo. It's Bilbo in The Hobbit. He's kind of this little underdeveloped, overprotected Shire dweller, and he's called on a great adventure to go and find the dragon. And he has to become a thief in order to manage it. Well, that's pretty weird. It's like, well, it's because as a good citizen, he's just not enough to conquer a dragon. He has to also...
I kill dragons and eat them for lunch, breakfast, and dinner. And then I'll even dine on their carcass the next day.
Become a bad citizen in some sense. He has to incorporate the part of himself that's monstrous, let's say, and develop that and hone it. And that's to say that, well, if you're harmless, you're not virtuous. You're just harmless. You're like a rabbit. Rabbit isn't virtuous. It's just can't do anything except get eaten. It's not virtuous. If you're a monster and you don't act monstrously, then you're virtuous. But you also have to be a monster. Well, you see this all the time. Harry Potter's like that too. It's like he's flawed, he's hurt, he's got evil in him. He can talk to snakes, man. He breaks rules all the time. All the time. He's not obedient at all. But, he has a good reason for breaking the rules. And if he couldn't break the rules, him and his little clique of rule-breaking, troublemakers, if they didn't break the rules, they wouldn't attain the highest goal. So it's very peculiar, but it's a very, 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 very common mythological notion.
What do you think about that? Huh?
I talk to people very frequently whose families have provided them.
What do you think about being a monster? Huh? What do you think? Are you a monster? Are you a monster? I'm a monster. I am a monster. Y'all want to bring up the special guest? Let's bring up the special guest. Come on up, special guest. We'll wait for a minute until this person goes ahead and pops their heads in. Rambo. Wasn't he the hero? Killed 8,700 people all through that movie. Oh, we have a special guest. Special guest in the building. I think this guy is a fucking monster too. Who do we have here? Who do we have here? Who do we have here? Good morning, Chase.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, brother. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good. I had to pull over, so if the connection's bad, let me know because I'm on the side of the road.
Oh no, we understand. I thank you for taking the time out to join us this morning, sir.
Hey, you don't have to thank me. You don't have to thank me at all, man. I'll come on with anybody, anytime, and I'm glad to be here with you.
So, you got big plans today?
I've got to go to Lamar to finish up that board. I posted the oh shoot, man! It's too early. I posted the picture of it.
I'm going to pull your channel up real quick and show them what you got going here, bub.
Okay. I posted the picture of the contract yesterday, and posted the picture of the billboard. The only thing different on that billboard is that the detective's name. We're changing it to the website, findsummerwells.com. You see where the detective's name's posted there?
Right. Tony Allen right there. It's going to say findsummerwells.com.
Yes.
And this is the contract right here.
No, that's not the contract.
Oh,
that
wait.
was just one. That's just one of the.
You've got. I saw you had the contract up here, though. I want to show people the contract too. Here's the contract right here that Chase has got. So,
I marked some personal stuff out there. You know, that's.
Oh, absolutely.
That's all.
But you can see here, guys. Here, 2 service periods, $1,500 per period. So Chase came up with the $3,000 to run this for 2 periods, guys. So that's really awesome, Chase.
Let me clarify something on that, okay?
Okay.
All right. I did not take the whole $3,000 out of my pocket. Okay. I took a little over $2,000 out of my pocket. Okay. We have a little bit. Hey guys, any thing that anybody donated, I'm not putting it back in my pocket. What's out of my pocket's out of it. I just wanted to clarify that because I'm getting a lot of emails over that and comments, but you know how the haters do. But now anything that anybody sent it's only going to keep it going.
Right.
My hurry to get this thing up was just that, to get it up. Anything anybody else is sending, it's going to go to keep it up. I mean, guys, I hope we can keep this thing up for months if it takes that, but I'm hoping we don't have to keep it up long. I'm hoping she's found. So
absolutely. Let me ask you, Chase. So after you've already paid for 2 months, like if we wanted to all throw together, in an ethical fundraiser to keep this up, is there any deal we can get for buying subsequent months, or is it just always $1,500 a month, buddy?
Buddy, $1,500. Guys, if you think $1,500 is high, go try to buy a billboard.
It's nothing.
This man, nothing. I'm gonna try to have him on with me one day because this man has been over backwards to help us here. $1,500 for a month is cheap for a billboard in this location, and it being electronic like that. I mean, it's going to be lit up. I mean, day, night, whatever. It's
24 hours a day.
Yes, sir. 24 hours a day. It's lit up. When it's turned on, and like I said, I'm on my way up there now, so I'll have more information for everybody a little bit later. But when it's turned on, I'll show you, and I hope everybody loves this because it's, this is something that's been needed for a long time.
I think, Chase, that I will try to beckon some of the believers and followers over here to try to keep this sign up. And if we have any issues, I'll throw in. That's one of the missions, guys. If we can do it correctly, and we can, like, this is Chase's chase, right? So we can help Chase with his chase. And I really think that'll be a beautiful thing. Let me tell you what, guys. Me and Chase talked last night back and forth for like 2 hours. And let me tell you what, Chase is who you guys think or thought he was. Chase is not anything like any of that other stuff that you've seen. Let me tell you what, Chase, look at this. We already got people saying they're down right now, Chase, to help keep the board up. So
that's amazing.
It is.
What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to set it up to where the money can be sent straight to the advertiser. I'm going to talk to him and see if there's any way of doing that. So it won't
Good
even
morning,
have to
Gonzo, brother.
So
yeah, $1,500 is a very small price to pay for this kind of awareness. Exactly, it's $50 a day. And you know what? There's just nothing that a great community can do when we come together. Me and Chase, you want to know what? We didn't curse one time at each other. I did some cursing, but not at him. Chase didn't do no cursing. I did all the cursing for both of us. But you know what we did? We sharpened iron on each other last night, didn't we? Didn't we, Chase?
Man, well, Benny, it's like I've been preaching. Why is there teams? Why is there sides? I don't understand that, man. I never could understand that. Why can't we all come together and do this? And I'm telling you, from what I talked to you, I know you just did a video on You're a Monster, but if you will listen to that video, you'll understand what the meaning of monster is right there. So monster is not a bad thing in this video. I listened to it at 1 o'clock in the morning last night. So
yes, he did. And I'll tell you what, Chase is not like those other people. You can send somebody a 10-minute video and then they hit you back in 4 minutes and say, oh, that was a great video. And they didn't have time to watch it. But Chase, I shared it with him and I said, Chase, man, you're a monster too. I'm a monster. The best ones of us are monsters, right? We're the Indiana Joneses. We're the Arnold Schwarzenegger and Predator. Like, we are monsters, right? And the only way we can be heroes is to keep that monster. Gonzo's a damn monster too. To keep that monster cloaked and behind the curtain, but just know that we have that built-in inner confidence that we can pull the monster out at any time, and people don't want to see our monster, right?
Exactly. If you listen to that video, there's a minute in there where he says, and this right here stuck with me more than anything, but he says, if you're going to play with fire, you better be a master of fire.
You better be a master of fire.
Guys, you got to know exactly what that means. And if you don't know what that means, or you didn't hear that in that video, I suggest you go back and watch it, because you didn't get anything that video was talking about. Nothing.
Exactly. If you're gonna be a swordsman and swing a sword, you got to be a sword master.
You got to go into things knowing what you're doing, and guys, I'm new at YouTube. I have no idea. I know how to hit record and post something. That's it. I'm not on here for friends. I'm on here the same reason I thought everybody else was on here for, and that was to help these little kids. So I will work with anybody that's willing to help these kids. And I can't see that. I mean, I've been disappointed here in the last couple of days, and I think all of you have. I mean, guys, we got to come together. We have to. And I'm practicing what I'm preaching here. I mean, if
yes, you are, Chase. You absolutely are, sir. Chase is as honest as the day is long. Like, you know what? Chase called me the other day, and we talked for a good couple hours back and forth, and he was, I said some things about Chase and towards Chase, because I figured that it was safe to assume that Chase was like all the rest of them. But let me tell you what, Chase has opened my heart and my mind, and mostly my heart. But now it's easier for me to go through and look at know people make. Like, they just didn't know what they were doing, right?
Blunders.
Not for they know not what they do, right?
Guys, listen, nobody's perfect. Nobody is. I've made mistakes. Guys, if you think I ain't been done my time at the county hotel And what a lot of people don't understand what the county hotel is, but the county hotel is jail. Okay, that's
Yep.
that's four walls, not even a cot around. Yeah, listen, lay down on a concrete floor, roll up two rolls of toilet paper for a
That's
pillow.
it.
Guys, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But listen, if you're not making mistakes, it's because you're not doing nothing.
That's right.
You know, if you're not breaking tools, it's because you're not using them. I think you said that, Billy.
There you go,
You
Chase. If you're not breaking tools,
give you
you're
that.
not working.
Exactly. And guys, you don't have to be down here. You don't have to be boots on the ground for these kids. Call your news media, guys. Look what's happening down here. They won't even cover it. I beg you, if you don't have a child missing in your area, call them now. Say, if we've got a child missing, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to sit around and let other people do your job, or are you going to do your job? Get on these people now, guys. Don't wait. Please don't wait.
And that brings up something that we talked about last night. And I think, Chase and I now, Chase has a different understanding of reward, right? A lot of people say, why aren't the Hawkins County Police and Ronnie Lawson and them, I'm not here to talk bad, but why aren't they doing more? And I'll tell you why they're not doing more. It's super easy for cops to put their feet up on the desk and wait for the reward to do their job for them, right? That is
exactly
why rewards are dangerous, because when there's no reward, police have to continue to work. Right?
Exactly.
Girls, 300,000. Nobody wants to work for that 300,000. Police, nobody. We got Orrin and Orson West at 135 or something. Nobody wants to work for that money. When you take and remove the reward, you keep slime balls from coming forward for more money, and you keep officers' feet on the ground searching. That's what you do with no reward. Go ahead, Chase. Sorry to interrupt you, Bubba.
No, you're fine, man. Keep on.
Well, let me talk about Chase's sacrifice. I want to talk about Chase's sacrifice. Chase ordered a pallet load of this little girl's flyers and paid for it with his own money, and it cost him $3,000. And you want to know what? Chase is having a hard time getting help passing those out. Correct, Chase?
We can't. I've got 8 people down here that 8 to 12 that help me all the time. They're employees of mine. Okay. We're wearing ourselves out, and I've had, I think 3, maybe 4 creators come down and help, and we're mailing them out. And guys, listen, if you've emailed us for flyers with these 2 vigils that's went on, guys, I've got about 800 people that's emailed us for flyers. There's 2 people working on that. We're doing the best we can to get those out as fast as we can. So please be patient in getting them.
Yep, it's a process, not an event.
But back to the guys, you can't. People have full-time jobs. I understand that, but take a day, do something. And I've had a lot of people ask to help. There has been some help, but guys, you figure. You can't hit every area every day. These flyers, They get removed, they get taken down. I mean, it.
Yeah, I mean, when Cam made his first trip to the Kingsport area, and I was on the phone helping kind of keep them straightened out, and because it was a lot for Cam and Allie to go there emotionally. And they said they went to liquor stores, they went to dollar stores. Like, there wasn't one flyer of that little girl anywhere in Kingsport.
These stores, he did a video there one time. The store worker said it looks tacky. How can you tell me you can sit here and advertise outside your store a half-naked woman advertising beer and cigarettes, but you can't put a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper of a missing girl up? That's not acceptable.
No, it's not.
Come on. And maybe that's just the world we live in, but who we have to blame for that, guys? That's us. That's each and every one of us, because we've kept our mouth shut for too long.
Ourselves. That's it.
It's time to not keep our mouth shut. I mean, speak up.
Let me tell you what me and Chase have talked about. Me and Chase last night, he was, we were talking back and forth, and we, in a sense, we kind of broke each other down and then built each other back up again. And he said, Benny, would you want to come here and help? And I said, absolutely. So I am currently trying to shuffle my life before my surgery in order to get out there before the surgery, right? And I told Chase, I said, Chase, I don't know how you're down to search, but I may be doing a lot of the searching my own, because what I plan to do is put a camera on my chest, turn it on, and walk onto any property I want to out there and search and tell them, if you're going to shoot me for searching for this little girl, shoot me. I'm not here saying that you got the little girl. I'm just here to make sure she's not on your property. If you want to kill me, but I got a camera right here and everybody can see it. And that's my plan.
And Benny, most of the places I've been, these people have opened their home up to us.
Awesome.
They've asked us that. I've had 80-year-old men and women showing us around their property.
Awesome.
They'll say, down yonder's a creek, down over there's this, over there's that. Guys, people here care about that little girl. But I will have to say this: when Don when he said that he can't get no help, I understand he was meaning law enforcement. Guys,
right.
They're not. They're
waiting on the reward, Chase.
I want everybody. I want everybody to pull up a soundbite from the police 2 days after this little girl went missing, and pull up the most recent one you can find. It's verbatim, word for word, the exact same thing. Nothing has changed on this. They don't know any more now than they did months ago.
They are relying on the reward to do the money. See, that's the thing. If you and Chase realizes that now, and I think Chase probably always realized it, but he just had a lot of people pressuring to make stuff happen. And because Chase is new to all of this, I mean, Chase is new enough to not get himself involved in something that looks like a scam, right? Like I fell victim to it too, right? We come on here, and if we have no way of judging anyone's character here, unless we're like, oh, we better go do a background check, a YouTube background check of this creator. So Chase didn't know any of the people he was dealing with or any of that. And that's not to say that the people he was dealing with are necessarily bad people. It's just a bad situation is all.
Hey guys, it's like when if you go back, Prairie Boy did a good thing. He raised money for the Churchill Rescue Squad. He got beat up because nobody allowed him time to finish what he was doing.
Right.
Guys, if there is anything, anything anybody does, there's mistakes in. Period. Exactly None of us are perfect. It's how we fix it, recover from it, and move forward.
That's it. Because you know what? A lot of times, they say it's not about the destination; it's about the journey, right? They say when you go into a cemetery, you see these fancy headstones, right? Got all this beautiful decorate stuff. It's got a beautiful patina. It's got the full name. It's got the date you were born and the day you die. And they look at those as the most important dates in your life. But you want to know what? You got to live the dash. That's what my dad used to tell me before he died. He said, live the dash. And I'm like, Dad, what's the dash? The dash is the dash on your tombstone. That's your whole life. And it's one little line like this. Live the dash.
Exactly. Those dates, the start date and the end date don't matter. They do not matter, guys. That's what I'm saying. If you open a book, you read the front page and the last page, you have no idea about that book. You gotta read those middle pages, and that's what our life is. Those middle pages, guys. I've failed. I've look at. I've been carried to jail for buying stolen property. I didn't know it was stolen, but let me tell you what. You come to us and try to sell us stolen property, I'm gonna call you out because you're messing with me and my family, bringing us stolen property to sell. So you think I didn't tell on them? You're damn right, I told on them. So
hey, I mean, guess what, Chase?
you know,
People call me a snitch because I had a dope house over here. It was a duplex. They were prostituting from both sides. One side sold heroin and one side sold meth. I called the police every single day. Somebody walked outside over there, and I got all the dope dealers locked up. The last one I got locked up, he just got locked up with a charge of possession of a controlled substance greater or equal to 200 grams. That's a lot of drugs.
That's a lot of that's you know what? If you didn't do that today or yesterday, tomorrow or a week from now, guess what you're going to find in your kid's backpack, guys?
And guess what? They were doing this in a school zone.
You got to be kidding me, man.
It's less than 300 feet from the front door of this dope house to the front door of the school.
This right here goes to show the cops. I don't care what city you're in, there's corruption, but now there's double corruption down here. Guys, the cops ain't doing their job. That's what they're doing. They're sitting back waiting on a phone call. Then they go do their job. And I realized, listen, I'm not knocking on there are a lot of good cops out there. Listen, I'll back the blue 100%. But when you're being corrupt and you're not doing your job, I'm going to call you out on it.
Yeah.
And if you don't like that, I don't care. You know, guys, this is our fault. This is our fault as Americans. We sit back, let this go and go and go. It's time we do something about it. Is it too late? Maybe. But you know what? Like he said, we're not remembered for our end date. We're remembered for what we did during that dash.
The dash.
And guys, we all make mistakes. Every one of you show me. Listen, if Jesus Christ himself came back down here and started a YouTube channel,
oh boy,
he would be bashed. He would even get bashed.
His believers, his own believers who invited them into their heart to be their personal Lord and Savior would still bash him. You're correct.
Would bash him. Yes, they would. That's what I'm asking. Guys, let's stop bashing each other. Let's come together, you know. And me and Benny talked about this last night, and he said, he told me something. He said, you know, he said, correct me if I'm wrong here, Benny, but, you know, if me and you can work together, anybody on here can work together.
Heck
you know?
Yeah, we can. Shoot,
I mean, well, guys, we're not, nobody's doing this for fame. Let me rephrase that. Nobody should be doing this for fame. Nobody should be doing this for notoriety. You should be doing this for these little kids, and we shouldn't be bickering between ourselves. So I made the decision, you know, I'm practicing what I'm preaching. If people are saying their sides, well, I'm gonna go to the other side, and I'm gonna show everybody can work together. And that's what Benny's doing. He's I guess going to the other side, if that makes any sense, because it damn sure don't to me. And I don't know who started the sides, but
you know what? Let me tell you what too.
Shame on you.
I hate to interrupt you, but let me tell you what I did. I did an appraisal of the people that I want to be associated with online, and I picked two men. I picked Chase and I picked the real Griff. You know, like Chase is godly enough and manly enough to understand that I see the error in my ways, he sees the error in his ways, and we can sharpen iron on each other. And then when we're right here next to each other, we both got superior instruments, right, to fight battles with, right? I would love to be able to create an alpha male true crime group where we can be the examples for everyone. Who are?
I agree, guys. Lay down the hate, because listen, Sunday, I you know, God, if you look at that video I did, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. You know, that right there should tell you everything you need to know. You need to listen. Absolutely. I laid down. I didn't do anything Sunday except listen. Guys, before I opened my mouth, I listened. Give people a chance to finish. You know, let's not bash on these people. What good did anything do Sunday? I don't know me. channels that even had Summer's name go across it because of all the fussing and all the arguing. Guys, that's not what we're on here for. We're on here to help these little kids. And however you can do to help, help. You don't have to be out here running through the woods. You don't have to be out here running the streets. Call your neighbor. Guys, call your neighbors. Call your local news. Say, how are you going to handle this when a kid goes missing here? We need to know now before it happens. Be proactive.
I thought it was really interesting because while talking to Chase last night, you know what he told me? He said, I'm here to help this little girl. And as soon as it's over, I might just be done with all of this. And I said, you know what, Chase? Me too. Because I can't put myself, it's not just dealing with the bad people online or the people we don't get along with. A lot of times it's about what we got to put ourselves through to make it here today. The wars, like you have to be a monster in order for me and Chase to be right here today, 126 days in, still fighting the fight, right? You have to be a monster.
Guys, in the last 24 hours, I've been threatened with lawyers. I've been threatened. I've had all kinds of hate mail. I've been beat up to no end. But you know what? That's not going to stop me, because when this listener, and I hope you're listening, because I know you go around to everybody's channel and you try to play good on everybody's channel. And I don't call people out, but I tell you what, I'm about a grasshopper inch from calling you out, because you sent me an email and you said you had a team of lawyers coming here. Well, come down here and do it, and let me introduce you to my team of lawyers. You need to find out who you're threatening before you threaten them, guys.
Absolutely. Chase has resources. Let's not confuse ourselves. Chase is not one of these people that's e-begging or any of that jazz. Like, Chase has real actual resources. Like, if Chase decided today he wanted to go over to this holler and search, like, he wouldn't even have to do it on his feet. Like, Chase has equipment. He's set up. And that's the thing about Chase, is that I talked to Chase in depth, like I said, for a couple hours last night. And I told him, I said, Chase, you've got the character and the personality to be helpful to any child that goes missing in a square radius that you can drive to comfortably. You've got the equipment, you've got a team, you've got resources. And you want to know what? He's not here for all that. He's here for Summer. I get it. Right? He says, you know what, Chase is? He said it to me about 3 times last night. He said, we got to stop worrying about the who. We're trying to worry about the who done it. We got to worry about Summer, and that's it.
Guys, the who, if you're out here worrying about the who, it's going to take you 100 places. Because listen, we've all heard this. She's in Mexico. She's here. She's there. This one did it. That one did it. That ain't our jobs. Listen to me. They ain't a one of you out there that's going to go slap handcuffs on anybody.
No.
Nobody.
No.
All we're doing by downing the family, downing neighbors, downing anybody, all we're doing is wasting time. And it ain't going to do no good, because none of us are going to put handcuffs on nobody. Guys, let's do what we can to find this little girl. Is any of us going to find her? Probably not. But you know what? I would love to think that something that we've done as a community has helped. Because right now, guys, all we're doing is hurt.
It is.
That is all we're doing.
You know what? Like, I jumped in a situation that put my family in jeopardy. Chase, I jumped in and really started doing some heavy counter, shelling when the whole SA thing popped up. And that whole thing, it diminished such hope from Don and Candace, because it completely took the focus off. Instead of having hundreds of thousands of people looking for your daughter, now they're just looking for TIR to come online and say the next nasty thing, right? Well, it was a concerted effort between me and Cher and Mark and a lot of our believers that we got all that mess pushed back down, and Summer brought right back to the forefront again. And now, unfortunately, There's a channel, you know who it is, Chase, trying to give a voice back to the people. In fact, let me tell you, Chase, Don's sister came online a couple of days ago and said that she walked into a room and she saw Don fingering a dog, and it was yelping. And I'm like, you know what? Like, even if that were true, when you say it doesn't have anything to do with it, but check it out. It's like, oh yeah, I was there when that dude got murdered. Well, what do you mean?
Yeah, well,
there?
you're just
you didn't
as
say
guilty.
anything. You didn't do anything. You didn't step in. Like, quit talking about the stuff you're claiming you saw someone do, but you didn't step in and try to be an example, right?
Hey, guys, listen, I'm not for anybody that does that. I'm the essay, and nobody here is.
No.
But guys, what we're here for is this 5-year-old little girl.
That's it.
That's all I'm here for.
Me
and
too.
I hope and I pray that there is something that we're all doing as a community that can put, I'm just going to say it, put the bullshit down and let's come together for this little girl. That's what we're here for. It's like I said, guys, what's in people's past, it'll come to get them. What's in my past, your past, it'll come to get you, right? This is for this little girl, guys.
You know what I'd like to do? I would like to, this would be awesome, Chase, if like we could get a group like me, you, Cam, maybe Don B, like get some Tennessee creators and like you said last night, like let's plan a push. Let's plan a push where it's not about talking here on, like you've been doing that, sir. So have I, but you more so, the feet on the ground deal. But let's see if we can arrange a coalition of strong alpha male creators that can make the ability to, or have the ability rather, to all meet up and do our thing. I mean, does that sound like a plan?
That sounds great to me. That's man. I had a little lady come up from Nashville. Guys. I don't care what your view is. Like I say, I'm not worried about the who or the what or what. But that girl come up here and spent 12 hours putting flyers out. And she's a creator. Now, if a girl, all you badass guys out there that's on here, talk.
Yeah, dude.
She came from Nashville. A girl by herself came from Nashville. Went around 12 hours handing out flyers. I'll give the challenge now. Come up here and help us. Come up here. Put your camera on downtown Kingsport. Put your camera on Fort Henry Drive, John B. Dennis, Center Street, Shelby Street. Come up here and do it.
I'm with you, brother, and I will be there. I've got to get past, like I have an appointment here this Friday to actually schedule the surgery and have the MRI read. So I know the surgery date, I'm squeezing in my trip to go be with Chase and hopefully Cam and Don B and all of us guys that may have had some issues at some point. What we need to do is put it behind us, put our shoulders together in a line and sweat it out, searching and doing work. That's what we got to do.
Two things, guys. Two things. Anything that's been said about anybody a week ago or even yesterday, let it go. Let it go. Let's come together for this kid. Let's come together for this child. Okay.
Yep.
Here's another thing, Benny, about your surgery.
Yes, sir.
Listen, man. If you want me to be there when you wake up from recovery, I'll be there.
Dude,
you're gonna be fine, man.
You're a godsend, Chase. I knew it was a reason that we bumped into each other, bro. Like that is, I've not had anyone, dude. I've not even had my brothers say that to me, Chase. I swear to you, not even my own brothers and sisters have said that.
Benny, a lot of people don't know this, but I've had leukemia for 6 years. Yep. It's in remission for the past 2 years.
God is good.
I know what kind of fight people go through health-wise. Guys, it's scary. It's a scary thing to face. You could be sitting talking to somebody, and the next minute you start thinking about your surgery coming up or whatever, and you just friggin' go plumb off. I mean, guys, it's real. Uh, fear is real.
Yeah.
But that's not from God. God didn't give us a spirit of fear.
No.
Push that aside.
You know what they say? They say the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom.
Hey, exactly. Like I said, Benny, if you need somebody there when you wake up out of recovery, I'll be there.
Dude, I'm so humbled by that, Chase. Like that means an awful lot to me, bro. I just, yeah, it's a bromance, Kalea. You like, dude, that's above and beyond. And you know what? I know you would do it too. So I might hold you to that, Chase.
Hey, I'll go get a plane right now.
Oh, this is going to be exciting.
Guys, look, me and Benny's not on here hating each other. You know what? Guys, when let's say you take your friend or whatever, and you go out here and you, or your enemy. Okay, let's say you take your enemy. Guys, you know what made you enemies to begin with? It's probably a friend that you two had going around running their mouth. Guys, if you hear something somebody says about, pick the phone up and talk to that person. Don't do it on a live. Don't do it on a video. Put your man pants on, pick the phone up and call them. Like me and Ben, I tried to reach out to Benny the other day. He tried to reach out to me, and then we both said, hey, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Guys, there's no sides when it comes to missing kids. Put the bull crap down and let's do what we've all got in our hearts to do. Guys, listen.
We're digging holes. The only thing we don't, you know what you got to do to get out of a hole? Put the shovel down. That's easy.
Yeah. Put the shovel down and start stepping. Guys, it's time to start stepping. Put the shovel down and start stepping. It's a simple concept, but it's hard. You want to know why it's hard? Because egos, I guess. People say, well, I don't want to apologize. Guys, the best thing God gave us was the ability to apologize and forgiveness. That's the best. Well, plus having a life with him in the end. But, being able to apologize to people and having forgiveness. It's a two-way street. Guys, if you go apologize to somebody and they can't let it go, that's off your back. That's not your problem anymore. That's their problem.
No, and you know what? A lot of us as humans and conflicted humans, we like to feel burdened sometimes with other people's mess. And I don't know what it is about us that does that. I don't even necessarily mean mess. It's like there's something about certain individuals. I have it, Chase has it, Cam has it, Allie has it. Like it draws us to help people. But then there's other people like, okay, let me back up. You ever been driving down the right side of the highway and on the left-hand side, there's an accident, but you don't know that 5 miles back, you're just stuck in traffic on your side. And then you get up to the wreck and it's on the other side of the highway. It's not even affecting your thoroughfare, but you're held up by the people in front of you that just want to watch. Guess
exactly.
What? They care about the blue and red lights on the side of the road. They'd speed by it at the speed limit, and it would make never mind. Everyone wants to see the drama, so it backs the traffic up. And that's what happens here. We got guys like Chase, like me, like other people that are being held back by the people that are standing in front of us loitering. That's why loitering is a crime. We don't want to clog the streets in the sidewalks up with people that don't have no business, because it slows down the people that got some business to take care of.
And guys, I'm not saying that most of this is what I was getting to there a minute ago. Most of this is not creators' fault. You know whose fault it is? It's the people that are topping in the comments. guys, you don't know how many things I've seen in comments that people said this one said or that one said. It wasn't true.
Right?
It was
No,
never
it's not.
said. And
It's not.
guys, let's all, as creators, as listeners, as whatever, let's drop it and come together and let's find these kids, not just Summer. Let's help all of them. Right now, we're hurting more than we are helping.
Right.
So
that's it. That's it,
but,
man. We're almost to yeah, I am a weirdo, Avery, and I'm a monster. And if it says you're a mom to Avery, let me tell you what, love, like it's weird that you think forgiveness and love is weird, right? So please teach Avery to have forgiveness and have a heart and have a conscience. Avery's mom, like, please do that for Avery, right? It would be weird if you didn't do that. Now, I do want to say one more thing before we clear this up. Chase, I love you, brother, as a brother in Christ, and as a man that, you know what, like, I now have a guy in Chase, or where is he at? There he is. I have a guy in Chase that I can call, and I don't have to hold anything back, right? I can call Chase and tell him, oh, dude, I thought I had to fart and I pooped my pants. Maybe not like that. But, you know, like, Chase is a guy that I know after talking to for 2 hours that I don't have to worry about if he's going to tell my secrets, right? So
God,
go ahead.
Yeah, go, no, you go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's all right. So you know what? Let's go on a mission. Let's put ourselves on a mission, right? Let's strap up our toolbox with all of our tools, all our coping mechanisms, all of those things that make us helpful in the world, right? Because this is what we need to understand this. We see a lot of people on the internet saying, oh, Benny, what have you done to be helpful? Chase, what have you done to be helpful? Honest, Squall, Lizzie, what have you done to be helpful? Guess what? You cannot say that you've been helpful unless somebody that you're trying to help has told you. Otherwise, you're running around like a helpful-looking narcissist. Because I could never tell you what I think I've done for the Wells unless the Wells told me. Chase could never feel accomplished in the things that Chase has done for the family unless he accomplished them, right? That means if you take your equipment on a trailer out on a search and all your equipment comes back and nobody was hurt, that's a win, right? Just because we didn't find a little girl, it's not a loss. It's still a win. We went out and we did God's work and everybody was protected under the veil of God, right? And everything came back safely. So there are wins. We have to take away the little wins. There's huge losses we're all incurring, right? All of us, and especially the family. So if we stop trying to incur these huge losses and start to stack up these little wins, next thing you know, we're out of sight, man. We're out of sight. And we're building a bridge over the BS.
Exactly. And guys, listen, the hate ain't going to stop today. It's not going to stop tomorrow. It's going to take time. But listen, whatever you're doing or whatever I'm doing or whatever Benny's doing or anybody, we can stop it right now because we're talking and we're hearing it.
Right.
Guys, the hate's not going to stop today, but let's stop doing our part to contribute to that hate. Absolutely. Please. And listen, once we all show, guys, let's stop being followers. Let's all start being leaders. That's basically what it comes down to. Stop being a follower, start being a leader, and lead by example. You can't lead by talking around. You can't lead by running your mouth. You got to lead by example. So if everybody hearing this will stop the hate, the rest will start stopping too. Guys, it's easy. Put this little girl first. Stop the hate. And you guys, I'm just a little channel. Look, these big channels out here, these big hitters, guys, we got to stop the hate because you have no idea how many people you reach. You have no idea how many people you get to. Guys, this community could do so much more if one little thing would stop, if the hate would stop. Listen, people make mistakes, but don't come on lives, don't make videos bashing the people. And I'm talking to I guess quote both sides, because guys,
you're talking to me. I'm man enough to say that you're describing a person like me.
Look, Benny, I've done it too. I've said things on my videos I regret. Listen, okay, let's say Summer's found today, and let's go 10 years from now. Go back through everybody's videos and ask yourself, would you want Summer to look and see what you were saying while she was missing? Because I'll tell you right now, there's some things I've said I would not want that little girl to see.
Can I be honest with you?
And especially her brothers. Guys, her brothers are listening to this shit now. Don't
You're
think
right.
they ain't.
Let me be honest with you. I can say this. I wouldn't be ashamed to have Summer hear anything that I've said. I know 10 years from now, like she's heard cuss words, all of that jazz.
Yeah,
I think she'll know the compassion and see the compassion on her Uncle Benny.
Well, I'm talking about, people saying things about her family. Guys, listen, I've heard people knocking, their house, their this, their that. Guys, you got to remember that the cops and the TBI were in there and turned that place upside down.
That's it.
I mean, let me ask you something. If guys, don't worry about the who, just worry about what we know. There's one fact in this case, and that's that a 5-year-old girl's missing.
Yep.
That's the only fact.
And to put Summer first, like Dawn Street, my lovely friend Dawn here. Dawn is actually she's appointed herself, Chase, to get all new beds and stuff for the family. So she's her and her organization, they're going to get them new beds. But what she's saying right there, to put Summer first, you have to support the family. Need is even stronger than have. I got to have that. I need that. We need to put the family first in order to support Summer.
Well, that's why I'm saying stop bashing them. Stop bashing them, guys. Stop bashing the family, because that's, like I said, nobody's going to go put handcuffs on anybody. All we can do is help find this little girl. That's all. That's all we can do. People doing videos on, I don't know. I mean, it just, please, let's stop the hate. Let's stop bashing each other. Let's stop bashing the family. Let's find this little girl. That is, or do what we can to find her. That's it. That's the main thing in all this.
You're absolutely right. I want everyone to keep BTS Mike in your prayers, please. I just got a text from Mike. I want you to keep him in your prayers in a major way, please. I'm not going to tell you why. I'm begging you to keep BTS Mike in your prayers right now, please. In fact,
we'll do it.
It's 9:16. I'd like to have a minute of silence for BTS Mike in his situation. Please stop the chat. Freeze the chat, please. Please, no movements. So sincere. If you move, you're blocked. If they move, block them. 9:17, a minute of prayer. Self-prayer for BTS Mike, guys. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chase, for joining me this morning, brother. I can't tell you how much gratitude I have for you. I'm gracious, brother. I'm feeling very gracious this morning. I have a lot of gratitude this morning. I have, I have mountains to be thankful for. And I'm so glad that I met you. And my only regret about this situation is that I didn't meet you the very first day, Chase.
Well, like I said, Benny, I appreciate. I mean, guys, we talked for 2 hours, and look, just let's all stop the hate. Let's come together. Let's try to help these kids, and you know, let's start helping each other. You know, let's start reaching. And guys, everything that I've said here with Benny, I've said. If you've watched me on anybody else's channel, I've said the same thing. I repeat myself over and over again. Let's stop the hate. Don't worry about the who. Please, let's all, do our part. We can't worry about what anybody else does.
Right.
But if we lead and we set the example, guys, stop being a follower, start being a leader. That lead by example. You set the example. All of us, me, myself included. I'm not talking to I'm talking to myself too. But
Me too.
The Lamar guy's texting me, so I've got to get on up the road, Benny.
Chase, love you, brother. Thank you for swinging by. And we will see you very frequently. I'll talk to you here in just a little while.
That's fine. Call me anytime, man.
All right, brother. God bless you. Be safe today.
Thank you, guys. I love you all.
God bless. Call it what you want to call it. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Ooh. I mean, you know what comes next, right? You know what comes next. Let me tell you how simple it is to deal with. You want to know how simple the backlash that is going to be coming today is to keep away? It's as easy as just hitting the no comments button, right? Until it smooths out, and you open it back up for comments. All the ones that are really in the loop with what we have going on here, the comments isn't where it's at. They know how to get a hold of me. I know how to get a hold of y'all. Right? Thank you, KK. I love you. I love you, KK. Love you too, Chase. Appreciate you, brother. I don't know, right? I apologize to all of the people that really will find it hard to not have the comments sections open. Kaz, guess what, mama? I had to be a monster to make it here. I had to be able to fight the ABs and the no thankses and the Griffs and the Molly Go Lightleys and the Tiffany Maries and the Q Carlocks and the Aussie Insiders. I had to be a monster. I had to be able to tell people what they didn't want to hear in order to be right here today. Still, all by myself. It didn't take 30 or 40 of us to do it. It took the work of Lizzie and the girls, Cher, Mark, right? We're not involved in any coalition of evil. People hate the monster. You want to know why they hate the monster? Guess what my monster's name is? Skeezy. I accept that. And you want to know what I'm going to do? You be careful I don't get it tattooed across my knuckles. Because my monster's name is Skeezy. And the people who call me by my monster's name, they fear me. They fear the reach of my monster because they know my monster fights against their beliefs. My monster fights against Avery's mom's beliefs because Avery's mom's belief is just saturated with darkness and hate and jealousy and envy. My monster devours other monsters. I'm here. You want to know what? 5 days ago, people were like, oh, Benny, you look great. Look at me now. I look like a fucking monster. My face has changed. I'm a fucking monster. So you can be Summer Wells's army. I'll be Summer Wells's monster. I am Summer Wells's personal monster. I'm skeezy as fuck when I'm in monster mode. And that's why you hate me. But you want to know, well, those same people that say, oh God, I hate skeezy. You can always catch them somewhere else saying, damn, that motherfucker is smart. If he just come around and submerge his heart in the hate with us, he could be as financially successful as all the other creators. But guess what? I want the root of life. I don't want the other root. What's the other root? It's the root of evil. I'm a monster that doesn't want the evil in his life. I'm a monster. So when the evil comes into a monster's life, boy, you better not catch me hungry. I'm a monster. You want to know what? I've taught all my kids to be monsters too. All of them. You want to know what a monster is? A monster is somebody that has the ability to say no. Hey, girl, let me borrow them pants. I see how you do your own pants. No. Hey, bro, let me borrow $20. You look high. No. Hey, bro, let me use your car to run around the corner. Get some milk. No. See, when you do what's right for you, it usually entails telling someone no a lot of times. And when you tell somebody no, guess what? That's the worst fucking day of their life. They're going to run and tell somebody immediately how you're a fucking asshole because you told them no. So, Benny, why do people online not like you? Because they said, I want to exploit some children. And Benny, he brought Skeezy out and he said, no. I'm going to make you motherfuckers look sorry if it takes 3,257 pages off of YouTube channels. I'm a monster. I'm a monster. My son is a stretchy jelly bean monster. I don't raise rabbits. I'm not a rabbit. A rabbit is harmless. Rabbit is harmless. A rabbit can't do anything but eat and get eaten. Ooh-ah. It's why there'll never be a shortage of rabbits. That's why they fornicate so prolifically. Because there's enough monsters that gotta stay fed. Same thing as the sucker is born every day. Guess what? The sucker is usually a really good person. So good, in fact, that they didn't see the snare, the trap, the tripwire, the pitfall in front of them. They walk right into it. So when a good guy falls into a trap, he digs his ass out, he brushes himself off, he puts ice and elevates the bruises, and then he comes back a fucking monster, right? Why does it say in the Bible, you get knocked down 4, you get up 5? Because a monster gets back up, right? See, when the devil is coming at you, you think you can be a rabbit and beat the devil? You got to be a monster, right? It says that the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. But he's preparing us to fight the devil. Jesus is a monster too. It says we serve a jealous and a spiteful God. He said, let the retribution be his. He'll do the killing for us. Hoo-ah. Make no mistake. Oh, Jesus did some killing too. Call it what you want to call it. To be the best you can be, you got to be a fucking monster. It's about all I have for you this morning. Got another genius, Ann Alyssa. Be a monster today. If you got somebody in your life that feels like they're just sucking the fucking energy out of you, let me put some confidence and let me put some rigidity back in your backbone, and you tell them, no, not today, I won't. See, let me give you something else. See, I know people are going to talk about me in and out of YouTube. I know people are going to talk about me. See, the other day, somebody said, hey, man, I just had a 30-minute conversation with somebody, and, man, they were talking all kinds of shit about you. And I said, oh, that's interesting. And they're like, oh, you want me to send you the conversation? I recorded it, and I was like, yeah. Because I know that person's going to talk shit, but I'm more interested in hearing what you had to say. So you mean to tell me you sat there and listened to somebody for 30 minutes talk shit about me? What did you say in the conversation, homeboy? Fuck you mean? A dog that brings a bone will take a bone. Right? Oh, man, all these silly-ass YouTube games, you know, moderator this, moderator that, they just jump ship, or she's over here saying that shit. Let me tell you what these fools do, man. These creators, they create these fucking issues. Somebody will whip them across the head in the comment section with one comment that hits home, and then they go online and say, everybody is saying this. You're a fucking lie. One person said it, it hit home, and you tried to put that on everybody's lips. You bitch, you. You bitch, you. You sorry YouTubers, man. Get your head out of your ass. Quit being YouTubers, right? Man, what is it all good for, right? What is it all good for? Not too much of nothing. Not too much of nothing. All right. Cash App gang. Ducking felonies. Thank you so much. I don't know, guys. I'm human. If you want to know what happens, I fall into the humanity of being humanly. I push and I push and I push to stay positive, but it is impossible. Because the stuff that happens over here in this box right here or down here, wherever it's at, you want to know what happens? It chips away at you. It eats away at the fiber. And then you wake up weighing I wake up weighing my options every day. Like, is it even good for me to be here? Can I not do the same thing here, but in real life and not have to televise it? I sure can. I can. There's a whole bunch of other creators that could never. Bitch, you could never. Did you hear me? Bitch, you could never. Right? But you could, but you won't. That's the thing. You could, but you won't. You rather sit around on here on this fucking thing and fight a war with these silly ass fucking apps and shit. Like, I see a whole lot of people that don't have nothing smart to say, so they take a picture of somebody and they make the mouth move in a silly song, and they feel like that's an intelligent reply to a critical thinking think tank type of situation. They're like, hold on, remember this face? Like that face. You know who she is. Right? Like, people, if you're not smart enough and you've been duped or you've been beat, man, just walk away. Be the bigger woman. Be the bigger man. When someone whips up on you on the internet, you have a choice. You can engage them or you can leave it alone. I leave it alone 90 times out of 100 because it comes like that. But some of them, yes, some of them do touch the nerve. And you're like, oh, you know what? I'm about to beat you up. I'm about to beat you up with what's between my ears, right? I'm going to beat you up in the classroom, in the book, right? Like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to beat you up with intelligence, with my mind. And then when you do that, people jump in the fucking app store and find one of these silly ass things that makes Penny dance like this. Oh, man, stop it. Right? Fuck. Prayers for Mike BTS, man. That's real shit. If y'all got Mike's number and shit, like, reach out to him. Okay? Reach out to him and don't ask him what's going on. Just man, just show the man some love. Right? So man, it's this is the thing, and I'm going to close with this. People say, man, there's only so much we can do, but they've never tested themselves. So they don't even have a good range when they say it's all we can do, because they're not even up to speed with what it is they can actually fucking do. Or when someone says, that's the least we could do, why not shoot for the stars? That way, if you fall short, you're at least, shoot for the moon. That way, if you fall short, you're with the stars. Is that what they say? Why not everything we do be like, man, that's the very most I could do? See, we diminish what we do for other people that builds confidence in ourselves. We diminish that even in our verbiage, right? Because if we believed that we were doing more than the least, we'd say that. We might do a whole lot and then diminish the value of what we've done for someone else and for ourselves by saying that's the very least I could do. Now, someone might come back with the psychology and say that, oh, well, Benny, a very great big thing in someone saying that's the least, that alludes to the next person that I'm capable of so much more than the least. You see how great the least is. And I'm telling you, it was no problem. And it was great for you. Imagine what the best I could do for you would be like. Hoo-ah. That's all I got for you guys this morning. Be a monster today. Drop your mask down if you have to. Be a fucking monster. Tell somebody no. If it's not good for you, tell them no. Love you. Fuck you mean.